In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to use the What If tool in Iris Insight. If you click into the What If module at the top of the screen, you will see an initial graph. The value of the forecasted cash flow position for the length of the forecast will be shown. You can select on the top right hand side of the screen the date range of the data you want to view, so all you need to do is enter the dates and click select range, and that will adjust the view of the graph. We can also choose to show a weekly view and a daily view within here. We're going to leave this at the monthly view for now. So we can see the graph itself will actually show us the figure when we highlight over it, and you can see that number just underneath in the current position. If you want to see how changes to the business can affect the cash flow position, then you just need to use the Add Condition button on the top left hand side of the screen. Once I click in here, you can see we've got various options. We can set an increase or decrease to a specific criteria. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase and I'm going to apply it to a percentage, and then all I do is click the drop down box to select the criteria. I could choose to just include all of my sales because I want to see a percentage increase to all of my sales lines. However, if I click the plus icon next to sales, it will bring through all of your various sales categories. So I'm going to apply this just to my services rendered. We can then include the percentage we want to increase, so I'm just going to increase this by 10%, and I want to see how that's going to affect it from the current period. So all I'm going to do is select August to the end of my financial year and click apply, and that will now apply that condition. We can see now that from the 31st of January to our current position, that has not changed, but we can see moving forward, we can see the graph has changed, and we can see the actual increase that would have an effect on my business, and you can see the monetary value just underneath there as well. You do have the ability to apply multiple conditions against each other. So if I want to increase my sales by 10%, I might want to also increase my directors' salaries, let's say. So if we go into criteria, we can just open up expenditure, and we've got our direct costs and our operating costs listed in here. So if I go down to directors' salaries and choose that as the option and say I want to increase my director's salaries for the same period, and I just want to do that from the start of August, and then I can just apply that condition, and we can now see those figures have amended and changed. So we can see the current position, the what if position if I made those changes to the business, and we can also see the difference. So even though I've actually increased my sales by 10%, I'm taking 5% more in director's salaries, but you can see I'm still making an increase in my cash flow position there. If we go back up to the add condition side of it, you can see we can also make changes not just as a value, but by a planned date. So if you want to see how changing maybe customer and supplier payment dates can affect the cash flow position, then make sure you just choose this option. What I can then do is I can go in and select all of my sales codes within here. So I'm going to select them all. And then I'm just going to increase that by 30 days. So I'm going to increase it to 60 days. And then I'm just going to go and select the period and then apply that condition. We can see now the impact that that's going to have on my business. So we can see it's going to have a massive negative impact if I actually give my customers an extra 30 days to pay their invoices. So as you can see, just by making these changes within this What If module, we can start giving clients information of how changes within their business can have an effect. That may be to protect the business or to grow the business just by adding in these simple scenarios. At the bottom of the page, there is a Download What If button, and if you just click on that, it will just open that information up into an Excel format, and we can see now it's exported the graph and all of the figures as well, and then you can just save that and send it across to the client if needs be. So a really simple tool to quickly generate that information. For any additional questions about using the What If tool, please contact support.